What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your review of Growing Up Hip Hop Season 5, Episode 12. Now, look, y'all. I don't know what's going on as far as if this is real, fake, or Memorex. Okay, y'all remember that commercial from back in the day? Is it real or is it Memorex? Anyway. We start this episode off. We see Pep meeting up with Sam's father. Here's the thing. There are so many red flags about this Sam situation. I don't know if it's for the show or if this stuff is legit, because he's telling the story of Sam. First of all, he don't have nothing nice to say about his son. He said, well, she said, yeah, you know, something about Sam and all his accomplishments. His father was like, well, yeah, he don't have a whole lot of those. That's how the conversation started. Then he went on to explain how Sam, I want to say this. Sam got kicked out of school, went to alternative school, got kicked out of alternative school, came home. He said by the time Sam, though he went to go to Florida to live with his grandmother or his mother or somebody, mother, I think. Mama sent him back because he was out of control. He went back to Seattle. By the time Sam was sent back to Seattle, Daddy was living in LA. He said Sam burnt so many bridges in Seattle, he ended up getting kicked out basically everywhere in Seattle, was living on the street or something, whatever. Moved to LA to be with the dad. Dad got him a job where he worked. He was such a bad employee, his own daddy fired him. Now look, we can look at that a couple of ways. We could be like, dang, your own daddy fired you from his job, like whatever. But we can also look at it from the point of view of, you were such a bad employee that your daddy fired you. And guess what? Ask me how long he worked there. 2 months. How you mess up a job in 2 months that your daddy got you? So then he said once he got fired from the job, he said he ended up kicking him out. Sam was living on the street. So Pep is listening to all of this, and Pep is like still making excuses, talking about, well, you know, you know, he's been through so much and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and I'm not going to judge him for his past and this, that, and the other. It's not even so much about judging him for his past, but it is about, let me keep an eye on some things. So that's where that ends, honey. So later on in the episode, the whole Sam thing picks up. We get, I guess, what happened to him after that. That sort of picks up. We'll get to that, honey. So then we see Boogie and his sister meeting up, and they basically are talking about sitting down and having a conversation with their dad. They're saying that they're going to have a mediator there. You know, he tells her what happened when they met up a couple of weeks ago, when he basically lied, you know, not lied to her, but when he called Dame a liar, and how that whole thing went down. So but they're going to meet. They're going to agree to meet with Damon and with a mediator. Child. Then we see Bree and Troy. They meet up, and they're going to meet up with Sam's former boss, the woman that Troy knew the whole connection. So we get part 2 of the Sam story, right? So this sort of, I guess, picks up after Sam was homeless, living on the street. Sam's girlfriend at the time started working for this woman. This woman has like a beauty supply or a hair salon or something. She's selling hair, wigs, or whatever. And she hired Sam's girlfriend at the time to be like her client. To be like a model. And she said that Sam wouldn't even leave the girl alone long enough to work. Like, he would just sit in the car. But when they found out was that Sam was actually living in her car, because she was living at home with her parents, but Sam wasn't allowed to come in the house, but he didn't have nowhere to live. So at night, he was sleeping in her car at night. And that's why he really didn't have nowhere to go while she was working for the woman, doing the photo shoot or whatever she was doing for the woman. And so the woman felt sorry for Sam and ended up hiring Sam. And somehow all of them, that's how they connected with Egypt. Now, there's still some discrepancy between whether he met Egypt at the gym or he knew Egypt and became Egypt's trainer, and they would go to the gym together. But whatever it was, Egypt knew the ex-girlfriend. Somehow they ran in some of the same circles, and Sam and Egypt ended up hooking up, and he kicked the old girl to the curb. I want to say that's also the mother of his child. And we know he has another child. And she basically was like, Sam wants to be famous. That's his goal, and he's going to latch on to whoever can get him there. And then, you know, and like Brianna was saying, so basically, if somebody comes along that's a little bit more famous than Egypt, got a little bit more going on for him than Egypt, then that's where she gonna bounce to. And Sam don't have nothing. So when Sam broke up with the other girl to be with Egypt, that's why. Remember how fast him and Egypt end up moving in together? Well, that's why. He had nowhere to go. He had no options but to move in with Egypt. Child. I don't know. Like, and then whatever this secret is that they're gonna, I guess they're gonna reveal it to us next week. Even down to the whole, he used to call his ex-girlfriend his Harley Quinn he's the Joker and she's his Harley Quinn. So you don't even have an original like thought when it comes to that. Like, so you're just gonna keep sliding in a new Harley Quinn every couple of years? Child, bye. All I gotta say is, Egypt, you just better not pop up pregnant. At this point, you can still get rid of him. Don't pop up pregnant by this boy. So it just sounds like Sam is a zero. He just sounds like a total loser. I don't know. I'm not trying to judge that man. I don't know that man like that, but he just sounds like a total damn loser. And you know what, Egypt, if you like it, I love it. Pep, if you like it, I love it. TT, you did the right thing. Stay the hell out of it. Bree, this ain't going to end well for you either. I know you have the right intentions. I know you're doing it for the right reasons, but they're not ready to hear it. They're not ready to hear nothing bad about Sam. So it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how much proof you have. It doesn't matter. She ain't trying to hear it. And it ain't going to turn out well for you, which we already know it didn't turn out well for them. Now, JoJo is messing up his happy home because he don't know how to come home at night. Fiance is at home sick. He told her he was on his way home. 2.5 hours later, he come pulling up, and he don't understand why she mad. He don't understand why she got an attitude. He was like, you notice how I pay the bills. And she said, yeah, but when we, basically we were in counseling with your dad told you you're going to have to move a little differently. My thing is this. At least be authentic and honest in what you're telling me. Don't tell me you on your way home and you're not on your way home because you think that's what I want to hear, or you think that's going to avoid an argument or avoid a confrontation. I had an ex-boyfriend who was like that. Don't tell me what I want to hear. Just tell me the truth. Don't say you on your way when you know you about to stop at Ray Ray Pookie in them house, play 5 games of spades, watch the game, and then you coming over. Just tell me you want to hang out with the guys and you be over later. That would avoid a whole lot of argument, a whole lot of conversation. Anyway, so she basically told him she ain't ready to get married. She was like, as long as things are the way they are, I can't do this. And you say you want another child. I can't rely on you with what we have. You're not reliable with the child that we have. So why would I trust you that you are going to, so why would I trust that I could rely on you in the future? And so, JoJo was like, you don't mean what you saying. I'm going to go ahead and go back out the door. Because before this escalates into something and you say something you can't take back. Whatever. We know they got married. I ain't worried about it. Master P and Pep have a conversation. Pep. I really like Salt and Pepper. I've always thought myself to be more Pep than Salt growing up, with their fiery personalities and stuff like that. What the fuck is wrong with Pep? Pep and Master P are having a conversation. Master P is trying to talk to Pep, parent to parent, about the whole situation with Egypt and Sam, and like, are they too young? Are you really sure about it? Are you worried about them making a mistake? And she want to talk about Angela and Romeo, and he keeps telling her, like, look, people act like Angela and Romeo were a couple. They weren't a couple. Rome is doing his thing. He'll be back in a couple of days, and he can answer whatever questions people have. That's between him and Angela. I don't get in it. I don't get in their business. But how you feel about your 20-year-old daughter about to get married? Are you ready for that? How you feel about it? Do you like it? And of course, she's all telling him the same thing. They're good. They're good. They're good. And he was like, well, he said something about being married or whatever. And she said, yeah, I've been married 3 times. He was like, exactly. So you know that good feeling don't always last. You know that infatuation you have in the beginning doesn't always last. So, how you feeling about that? And of course, Pep gave him the same song and dance. I really like Sam. I think Sam's a good guy. I've seen his growth. I see what he does for Egypt. Blah, blah, blah. So then Master P starts talking to her about business, and she wants to start her own she wants to do her own hot sauce line. Because she talking about some, you know, Sam grows peppers in his garden, and Egypt likes cucumbers, so he started growing cucumbers. I was like, really? So he gets points because he a farmer now? Is he doing that instead of finding a job? Is he doing that instead of driving for Uber? Like you bought him that car so he could drive for Uber? Is that what he's doing? Because if that's the case, you can go and buy me a cucumber from the market on your way home from your job. Anyway. So, you know, Master P starts talking to her about, well, look, let's get that money. Like, I'm a businessman. You know, I already, you know, dibble and dabble into doing cooking and stuff like that. Let's figure it out. Let's put that formula together and let's put you on the market. He was like, you sitting on money. And she is, because she's Jamaican and she got the name Pepper. It's already there. And so he gets down on one knee, like he playing with her, like, you know, I propose that we go into business together. And she really is like, I really feel like she thought he was flirting with her, and like she really thought he was trying to, like, you know, come on to her. I mean, I know she didn't think he was really about to propose, but she really was looking at him all, you know, looking all at him and everything. And I was just like, you really think this dude is flirting with you? Like, you really think, Pat, what the hell? So then we have Dame. Look, I'm not dragging this out. This whole Dame Dash situation. They agree to go have mediation. Dame is talking to his soon-to-be wife, and he's saying the same shit he's been saying since the first episode, that he don't understand why his kids feel the way they feel. He's done everything for his kids. He's taking care of his kids. He's done this. He's done that. And in the way he grew up, you don't disrespect your parents. You don't talk to your parents crazy. You don't say this. You don't say that. And I just don't understand, you know, Rocky's pregnant, and they haven't even reached out to her, and da-da-da-da. Whatever, child. So then, you have Boogie and his sister with the mediator, and they basically are telling him about who, you know, about their father, whatever, and they were saying, you know, we're not going to be able to get a word in edgewise. He's not going to listen. He's not going to do this. He's not going to do that. Dame shows up, and basically all hell breaks loose. He don't want to listen. He doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to let the mediator mediate. He doesn't want to let them speak. Whenever they say something he don't like, he cuts them off. He has to have the last word, the only word, the final word. And the first thing was funny because the daughter, Rocky keep trying to act like they had such a close relationship, and they were so close, and she's so broken up by the fact that she doesn't have a relationship with the daughter anymore. And the first thing the daughter said was, I don't want the girlfriend here because he takes her everywhere, and I don't want her a part of this. So they asked Rocky to leave, and to Rocky's credit, she left. She ain't give no problems, and she said, whatever it is, whatever it takes for y'all to fix it, I'm gone, I'm good. I can respect you for that, Rocky. I can respect you for that. But it erupted into a total shit show. It really did. And Dame ended up walking out. Boogie was saying, I knew this was going to happen. They ain't getting nothing accomplished. He was like, well, I want to know why you went to the court. I want to know why you went to the court. And she was like, I'm trying to tell you. If you would let me talk, I'll explain. Boogie. And the problem was everybody was trying to talk because Boogie had some part in that too, because Boogie wouldn't shut up either. And, excuse me, at a certain point, somebody got to shut up. The daughter was ready to talk and explain her side of things, but Dame wouldn't shut up. Boogie wouldn't shut up. The mediator had no authority. I mean, they needed Ayanla or somebody because that poor mediator, Dame chewed him up and spit him out, honey. I mean, it was a shit show. They didn't get nothing accomplished. Dame ended up leaving, and I guess that's that, child. I don't know. Boogie said that's it for him. That was his last straw. You don't see them being able to work it out. Like, so, I don't know. That's all I got. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.